coaches from Saturday's A&M Mississippi State matchup out afterwards. A&M going so far as to present a $164 million check to the school at halftime, and then announce on Sunday they would be paying $76 million to fire Jimbo Fisher. Jake, we'll start with you. Are you surprised that A&M finally pulled the trigger here?
Maybe. I mean, you could say this that they could have waited another year, but really, like, when you look at it, there was clearly what Texas A&M has is effectively infinite resources, right? Yes. I mean, for this to be, and JP and I were talking about this, there's no offset clause. So Jimbo gets that money regardless, even if he goes and gets another $10 million a year job. That's unheard of. But I think what A&M is doing right here is saying to the athletic department, like, hey, we have the funds. Let's move on from this. They've recruited well. There's talent on the roster. They not only have enough funds to just pay this off, but they feel they have enough funds to go get the next big coach that can capitalize on the timing of this.
It's not just the fact that there's no offset language where if he got another job, it would reduce what they pay him. It's the fact that there's no mitigation that says you have to search for another job. Like, you can't just take a vacation. You can't retire. You can't disappear. There's nothing that says that. This is one of the worst contracts I have ever seen. There's no reason a buyout ever needs to be that high, and I totally get what they're trying to do. Hey, we're all behind you. We support you, and if we got to make a move, we're going to give you the cash. There's another way to do that, and the idea that you also wouldn't say, hey, let's hedge a little bit here, and if we do have to pay you a buyout, we need you to go seek gainful employment that is similar to what you have right now, and if you get the money, we're going to reduce what we give you. You'll get the full 76. You're just not going to get it all from us.
Here's what I'm curious to ask you guys, though, because you know the brand and the perception of A&M down in the SEC better than anyone. But you know, how desirable of a job is this? I think it's very desirable just because you're communicating. If you guys have a number and we think you're the guy, we'll pay the price. But what's the perception of this job down south?
Well, I mean, for me personally, listen, I think from a perception standpoint, if you're a coach looking for a huge payout or payday, yes, this job is very desirable. I also think A&M fans think a lot more of themselves than what they are as a university when it comes to a football program. I think for them to capitalize was a couple years ago when they gave Jimbo the extension in 21 after he beat Alabama. That was when they should have capitalized on the recruiting process and winning games during that time. Because now all of a sudden you're allowing Texas and OU into the SEC. Guess what? You could argue that A&M is the worst job out of any of those scenarios right there. And so I don't care how many resources or how much oil money you have. Like, you're not going to come in to A&M and out-recruit Texas in the state of Texas, and you're probably not going to out-recruit Oklahoma in the state of Texas as well. So I don't know who they think they're going to be able to go get. Maybe Dan Lanning, maybe another big-name guy, the coach at Duke. But I don't know why you would leave a place like Oregon to go take the job at A&M. It doesn't make sense to me. I thought this firing was a little odd just in the timing after having such a big blowout win. But, I mean, their past couple games, they've lost, close games. They lost by 7 to Tennessee, so it's a question mark to me.
So I tried to get to the breaking point. I talked to Billy Lucci, who, Chaz Michaels is figure skating. Billy Lucci is Texas A&M. And it seems to be more of like a death by 1,000 cuts, right? And if you wanted to point to a final straw, I think it is that loss to Ole Miss. It's 3 years in a row. You had Lane before the game talking about how, hey, we're in the top 10 and we're playing a team that should be in the top 10 every year. And they're just fighting for bowl eligibility. And so he's taking these digs, then you go lose once again. Third year in a row, like Kevin, A&M fans were done. The Board of Regents met on Thursday. That was that. And yeah, I mean, look, everything saying is y'all are saying is correct. A&M feels like a kid with too much money who thinks that he can buy success, but doesn't necessarily want to do the hard work to get there. And the thing is, I don't know that I've ever seen a hire with so much pressure on it, and they're going to have to take a shot on someone.
Yep.
There are no 100% candidates ever, especially not in this field. And if you're Dan Lanning, why the hell would I go to A&M? If you're Kayla DeBoer, why the hell would I go to A&M? So, like, they're going to – maybe if they want to take a shot on Elko, that can make sense. They're going to have to give somebody an opportunity and hope that the guy that they bet on can just show up and get it done. And something that nobody's ever been able to do at A&M since Bear Bryant left him in the lurch for Alabama back in the 50s. Josh, I see you want to say something. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I think you summed it up really well. I think the other part, too, of why people were frustrated with this, and AJ, you were talking about how they have to recruit. And I think NIL changed the game for them because of how highly capitalized they are. They had one of the most talented rosters because of one of the recruiting classes. And then the whole thing fell apart between kids transferring out and the fact that they couldn't develop guys. Like, it seemed like they recruited every wrong 5-star in that class. And I think that's a big part of it, too. Is like, even when you have the recruiting class, you use the NIL, you still screwed it up. And that's where people are like, we got to be done with this guy.
A name to watch out. Go ahead. A name to watch out for. I think Lane Kiffin puts his name in the hat.